I was traumatized into writing by war events, by going through a war in a combat situation and feeling the desperate sense of the terrible need for some sort of therapy. Get it out of my gut, write it down. This is the way it began for me. But I don't have the problem that George had, that George poses as the problem of translation and communication, because I came back with 11 million other guys who had very similar problems. So it was not unique, nor was it not to be expected that of this class of 46, we had very special problems that we were going to write about. Now, in the case of the young student today, his point of view is different. He is a much freer soul. He is a more sophisticated man, and he's far more mature than we were, even with our war experiences. I think he's a much more social animal, much more terribly aware, and much more impatient. He doesn't want to go through the same ritual that we have gone through for years, and as has the young writer gone through for years, the business of I must starve in a garret for 13 years, or I must have at least 37 rejection slips that will cover at least one half a living room wall and a part of the john. The young writer doesn't want that now. If he thinks if I have merit, if I have quality, if I have something to say, you better sure as hell publish it, and is not nearly as subservient to custom as we were. Now, it behooves the professor nowadays to be altogether cognizant of the new breed of creator.
Well, what should this professor do to encourage the young writer?
Well, I think, first of all, every professor should take a cram course in what are the problems of our time as they relate to the young. We don't have, I don't think, except in strangely primitive, vicarious way, any real knowledge of what bugs you people, of what turns you off, of what concerns you, of what gives you aches and grievances, of what gives you this desperate sense of impatience. I think it's altogether customary and painful that, and I share the instinct with my own children, that when they come with this problem of the aged, the problem of the hungry, the problem of the have-not, and I say to them in my old man fashion, well, no, look, we've had hunger, we've had geriatric problems, we've had the problems of the put-upon, of the ethnic minorities and the rest of it. These things will come out all right. They say, no, they won't come out all right, because the fact that you have them and I have them means that they're not going to come out all right. That's one thing. Now we're talking substance,
right.
What we're writing about. Now, in terms of technique, the new form is the no form. The new form in terms of literature, in terms of the motion picture maker, is to wing it. Get that formless piece of clay and do it any way you want. Don't look at the way Rodin carved, and don't look at the way any of the masters carved, or painted, or wrote. Find your own milieu. If you can get across your idea, get it across. If it comes in the color of purple, you know, with mobiles hanging from the sky, with forest people speaking in ancient Greek, if that's your bag, that's the way you do it. There is no other way. Who are we to say that's wrong? So that my response to your question, George, is the professor, number one, should know what your problems are, at least vicariously, and number two, say, don't preoccupy yourself, don't fret, don't tear hair, don't pull off your shirt in tatters because you've missed a comma, because you have a run-on sentence, because you've split an infinitive. To hell with all that. What is the essence, what is key, what is major here is what have you put down as an idea, as a set of characters, as a conflict. This is what's important.
So after you've done that, what do you do with it? I mean, what do you personally do with it? You run out and you shout it from the steeple tops, or do you
that's the
lock it in a drawer?
I guess that's the instinctive thing that we all should do when we write. Find the nearest ear of a friend and say, I have just written, I think, the great American novel, the definitive Pulitzer Prize-winning play, or simply the fine quote for all time, all men and all seasons. And I suppose the key problem here is find the guy sufficiently honest to respond legitimately and authentically and with a sense of objectivity. But way down deep, who do you have to satisfy?
Yourself.
Absolutely. I think so.